So, okay.
Hi, how are
you?
My name is Kat. Nice
Hello,
to meet
Kat.
you. Why do you think that women deserve less?
Because they've been getting more for too long.
What?
Because they've been getting more for too long.
Okay, what is more?
What is what?
What is more?
Simps, people, pedestalizing women for nothing more than the fact that they have vaginas. Suckers, just giving them courtship, not making them work for relationships or any type of commitment. Just preferential treatment, like a whole bunch of different societal simping for females.
But if you think that, men are like stronger and physically,
Men are superior to women in every way.
okay. So doesn't that mean that we
And
should
that shouldn't be
cater?
controversial to say. Like, men are superior to women in every single way. But that's like controversial to say, which is absolutely crazy to me. But yeah.
So don't you think like because of, their physical strengths, they should be the one catering to women, not per se like giving them a lot more like protection in a way or like guiding?
That's a fantastic point that you made. And I actually agree with you.
Okay.
Since they're the more vulnerable and weaker sex,
Yes.
they should be protected. They should be provided for, right? And what you're referring to is chivalry, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Who kills chivalry, men or women?
I think both.
The correct answer is women kill chivalry.
Yeah, that I can agree with that too.
So what ended up happening, right? There's a reason why the phrase "nice guys finish last" is so prevalent in Western culture. Thanks to feminism and thanks to progressivism and liberalism, women simply don't respect or care about male authority, and they just want to get the best guy that they can get. So what's basically happened is we've had kind of like a correction where now guys don't feel the need to be chivalrous to women anymore. It used to be a time when, women behave like ladies and they would get treated as such. But nowadays,
Yeah.
there's no need since they're equal. So I would argue women kill chivalry, the very thing that they want.
Okay. I feel like it's both though, because like women, they can open or close that door, but men can also offer. I feel like since like, would you agree that men should be the one going after the woman, or do you think that it should be coming from both?
Traditionally speaking, men should be the one that are pursuing.
Uh-huh.
But once again, due to this very asymmetric dating marketplace, you have to be cautious about doing that. Because, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
So an attractive woman, we're here in Miami, right? So an attractive woman in a major city tends to have guys in compartmentalized roles. One guy will be Uber, another guy will be mechanic, another guy will be sex, another guy will be sugar daddy. So since women, have kind of adapted to the new normal, guys need to be cognizant of this and act accordingly and make women earn that chivalry. So it's a case-by-case basis.
Okay.
But what I'm arguing is that most of the time by this case-by-case basis, most women simply wouldn't qualify.
Okay. What is the qualifications though?
A traditional female, which most women are not, unfortunately.
But so is it a traditional beliefs or like?
Yes, like
Okay.
a traditional mindset where she automatically understands the hierarchy of my man dictates things, I follow him. I'm not I'm not annoying, I'm not problematic. I make his life easier. But unfortunately, a lot of women don't do that. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I brought girls on my show and they say stupid stuff like, "Oh yeah, like don't you want a woman that challenges you?" And I'm like, no. Not at all. Like, we already got to go out into the world and get a challenge. Last thing we want to do is come home and deal with a rambunctious, loud, annoying woman that wants to sit there and challenge you. That's very annoying. But this is what we tell women. We actually teach them how to be less attractive to men. And men can't speak up and talk about this because if they do, they get canceled or they get, censored or whatever. Some of the biggest voices for this, they canceled my guy Andrew Tate. They've shadow banned us. They've kicked us off Meta. We got banned off Twitch. So they don't want this information getting out there because they think it's hate speech. But the reality is it's not hate speech, it's the truth. But that's what they do to censor people that they don't like.
Yeah, because like I can agree with you in certain scenarios. Like I do think that men have a role of like positioning themselves first, and women are kind of like submissive in a way. Like we help, right? But I also think that like there's obviously a communication that needs to be had where it's not like slave master or dog and owner. It's more like it's like two individuals that have different roles. Women have a role and a man have a role, and because they have those roles, they're kind of like uniting for a greater good together. And it's like not that we're less than or more than. It's more like because of your what you have that I don't, I can help you with terms of what you like. I can help you with things that you don't have. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's like it equals each other out. Not that I'm not saying like equality, but I can say that men are stronger than me or they can be smarter than me. It's true, but it's more like because I realize those are your attributes, I have other attributes that could help each other. So it's not like a better or greater or worse. That's, you know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, that's a productive way of categorizing it, right? That's some critical thinking skills, which is good. But a lot of girls don't think that way. They think I just need to be pretty and exist.
Okay.
Right. It's a more of a what can you do for me type mindset. And, you're here to get me. I don't need to necessarily do anything for you. So, I wish more women had that critical thinking like, okay, he's really good at this. Let me kind of come in and fill in other roles. Mm-hmm. But a lot of women don't do that, unfortunately.
Right. Yeah. I just think it's because like when you say women deserve less, it's like immediate like, oh my God, like.
Yeah. I mean, I think in a majority of situations, women do though deserve less. Right. Because they have this egalitarian mindset where they think that they're equal to a man, but at the same time, they want a guy that's superior to them. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Women want taller, more money, more competent.
Yeah.
But then they expect you to treat them equal. It's not a good trade for us.
Okay. Yeah. But yeah, thank you for talking to me.
No worries. Thank you.
How you doing, brother?
Yo.
All right, I got a couple of questions for you, my boy.
Sure.
I've been watching you for a minute.
Okay.
I wanted to know what you mean by women deserve less in the sense of what type of woman are we talking about? We talk about women or bitches or hoes, like or all women.
Well, what I would say is, assume that she's not a quality woman until she proves you wrong.
That's fair.
Come from a risk mitigation standpoint.
Okay, so assume the worst and then get surprised by.
Appreciate that, man. My
no,
guy.
the fuck I don't, nigga.
Huh?
He said I suck.
No. He said I fuck with your shit.
Oh, I thought you said I suck.
No. He was like.
You heard that, right?
Yeah. So, but yeah. So I think guys need to come in from a skeptical perspective.
Can I ask you one more question real quick?
Yeah.
How much responsibility do you put into women deserving less on them versus men? You were talking about Instagram earlier, and I wanted to ask you how much blame do you put on women for Instagram versus men giving attention away?
I don't understand your question.
So you're saying women deserve less.
Yeah.
But why do they deserve less? It's because men constantly give them attention and give them finances and give them opportunities to live a rich lifestyle without them having to really do much.
Yes.
Wouldn't you put that responsibility on men giving it away so freely?
Yeah, I mean, guys need to understand their worth. That's one of the biggest problems I actually deal with. Like men, chronically undervalue themselves while women chronically overvalue themselves. Like the two ladies that just passed by, they looked at the sign and they were shocked, right? And their shock literally proves what I'm trying to say, where they think I deserve more just because I have a vagina.
It's because those words are polarizing, I would assume. But yeah, I agree.
Yeah. But it's funny? If I was in Saudi Arabia and I had this table up, nobody would be here.
That's facts.
That's the difference.
This grabs attention. I understand the marketing.
Because they understand, like in Western society where women believe in this egalitarianism, like it's shocking for them. But if I put the sign up in Qatar, Dubai, UAE, whatever, any of these Muslim countries or even Eastern Europe, if I put the sign up in Romania, they're like, I agree. But that just goes to show how blurred the gender norms are here in the West.
It's definitely different in 2025. I guess my last.
It's getting worse and worse every year.
How do you feel about that? Like, just internally, just when you're, up at night by yourself and you're thinking about the way that the world is changing, does that motivate you or does that make you feel like, damn, what the fuck is going on right now?
I mean, honestly, the only thing I can do is be a voice, a dissenting voice, and, hope people wake up. A lot of guys got to get their hand on the stove and get burned for them to realize. But, more guys are waking up every day.
A fair point. My brother.
No worries, man. Let's get somebody that hasn't gone yet. Oh, he's trying to go. Okay, go ahead.
I was just here before. My boy's trying to holler at you too.
Sure.
Yeah.
Hi, it's nice to meet you.
What's up, man?
My name is Brian. I'm from New York, and
All right.
I don't necessarily disagree. I don't necessarily disagree with your argument. I just wanted to play devil's advocate and kind of just pick your brain a little. And
All right.
I just wanted to play devil's advocate and kind of see like what your logic was behind like the premise behind your argument. Women deserve less. I feel like he said, that's also kind of a broad statement. What do you think women deserve less of? Do they deserve less love? Do they deserve less money? What is it that they deserve less of?
Well, on the cover of my book, I put, a dollar sign, relationship, social media, and time. So basically, less of, a combination of those 4 things. And I think guys need to make women earn it.
So they
Not just giving up front.
So they deserve less of everything, essentially, is what you're saying.
Pretty much, unless they earn it, yeah.
So what are some things that they can do to earn more?
Not be a whore. Be polite. Be nice. Be submissive. Respect male authority. Things like that. I mean, men are very easy to please. Women overcomplicate men, right? And they just, the reason why they overcomplicate men a lot of times is because a lot of times they don't want to do what men actually want, which is be quiet, listen, respect. But that's kind of where we are now, where it's like, girls just don't want to do what they're supposed to do. Well, to get a guy a lot of times.
Right. Earlier you said around like 99.99% of women deserve less. So what about like the men who are in a happy relationship with their women and they think that, women provide a lot for their lives? They nurture them, take care of them, stuff like that. Do you think?
No, that's great. I mean, like, look, if they're in a relationship that they're happy in, my thing is I just want guys to have choice, and I would caution them that if they're not the decision maker and the leader in their relationship, it could end soon. So I think men just need to be cognizant of the fact that there is a hierarchy in your relationship and you need to be up top. Because if you're not, it's going to be an issue for you later on.
Okay. And I also had a question. I recently got out of a relationship.
Yeah.
And I feel like it was a lot of like stress because she kind of like was expecting me to be a full-time provider basically. And I feel like I'm not at the point in my life where I could, be a full-time provider. And so I feel like it was a big like burden on my part. But do you feel like that makes me less of a man? And do you think that makes me deserve less?
This is why I tell guys to focus on their career and making money. Another guy came up here earlier saying like, oh yeah, a woman can accentuate you, whatever. Look, that is true in some regards, but women want a guy that's pre-assembled. Just, we got to be honest here. Women don't build, they move in. They prefer for you to already have it there, and then they come and make it better. They want to decorate the castle with their drapes and shit like that. They don't want to build the castle with you. So I think men need to be aware of this and understand that you need to get to a certain point. Then you could go out and date so that you can command that respect from your girl. So you're a young guy, man. I would say focus on yourself, make money, get your status up, then go ahead and enter the dating marketplace.
Mm-hmm. The only thing I'm conflicted on is I see your viewpoint, but I feel like if I get to the point where I'm stable, how do I know that a woman actually loves me for who I am and not the things that I can do for her?
That is why you got to vet her for 6 to 12 months. That's where the vetting process comes in.
All right. Thank you.
All right, man.
All right. Follow me on Instagram, ctv.briann.
Can. All right. Yeah, fire round. Let's get one question and then bam, right up. What's up, man? We're gonna wrap up here soon too, guys, because we got a certain amount of time.
If it's cool, I'll do two quick questions with you. All right. So I notice a lot of women around here, and everyone here has, that say you were born from a woman, obviously, but don't want to come up to the mic. What would you say to them?
Well, when women make the dumb argument that you came from a woman, this is a low IQ comment because, well, a man inseminated you to make that happen. It's a two-way process.
Exactly.
But it's just that's typically the common response, like, "Oh, what about your mom?" Or "You came from a woman," which is like just a low IQ, debate tactic. It's actually comical. It's like I can almost predict when they're going to say that.
Yeah. And what is it? Yesterday, the whole Trump versus Elon thing went off. What is your thoughts on that shit?
Yeah. So I'll be honest. I don't like. I have my problems with Elon Musk. Right? He took my blue check away on Twitter. Me and him went back and forth a little bit on Twitter, and because I was opposing the H-1B visa program, and he got mad and he banned a bunch of right-wing commentators. So the thing is that I don't think people know he's very unlikable, right? Because when you have that kind of money, you got that fuck you money, like you don't feel like you need to listen to anybody, your ego, etc. And Trump is kind of the same way. And we kind of saw this coming. And I think it's also important for people to understand that Elon Musk is a liberal. He's not a conservative by any means. He's literally a neoliberal. So for him, he was a DeSantis supporter before that. I'm almost certain he probably was part of the Democratic Party before. Yeah. So he understood that aligning with Trump after he was shot in Butler, Pennsylvania, was going to be the move to kind of put himself in a good position. This is why Mark Zuckerberg, this is why, Jeff Bezos, all these tech losers that are career Democrats kind of came around Trump at the end to kind of preserve themselves, right? Mark Zuckerberg, who runs, obviously, Facebook, the biggest censorship regime, comes out and say, oh, yeah, we're going to have more freedom of expression. It's all self-preservation bullshit.
Yeah. They all wound up going to the inauguration afterwards.
All these tech guys are cucked.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, man.
Does the Western world need a Putin to correct everything when it comes to feminism and in one of your videos? Look, man, I think Putin gets a very bad rap. I'll say this. Putin had more justification to invade Ukraine than we had to invade Iraq in 2003. That might be a hot take for a lot of people, but, there was no reason that we invaded Iraq in 2003, but it definitely makes sense why he invaded Ukraine in 2022. Who's up next? We got like a few minutes here. Nobody else? Everybody terrified? Come on, man. Everybody scared to step up, huh? Or stumped? God damn it. Where's a feminist when you need one, huh? She brought up the wage gap. That's what I'm like, God damn, bro. What is it? Yeah. In 2002? Like, what's going on here? Wage gap. No, we got a little bit of time. Go ahead. What do you got to say?
Can we go together real quick?
Yeah.
All right, so obviously, we've seen like a lot of your videos and stuff, and we were just wondering, like, we're both like Christians. In today's society, where do we look for the highest quality of women?
It's gonna be tough, man. It's gonna
Yeah.
be tough.
We've noticed that.
How old are you guys?
We're both 18.
What?
Yeah.
We're both 18.
Really?
Yeah.
Swear.
We do social media. We're filming
Yeah,
video.
we make content.
Damn, I thought you guys were like 15 or 16 or something.
I mean, I think
I'm not gonna lie, bro. I thought you guys,
I think it applies either way. Like, where do young men that are trying to like, be the quality that you want them to be, like, where do we find the quality women?
You know what, dude? I'll be honest with you. I don't even think you should have any business dating right now.
Yeah.
I think you should be building up an empire and building up your last name so that a woman one day will want to take that last name.
For sure.
Okay.
Because the problem is that at 18 years old as a man, you guys are basically useless. Let's be honest here, right? I talk shit about women all the time, right? I make jokes.
Yeah.
But the truth is that at least an 18-year-old woman holds value to society.
Yeah.
Men at 18, we're useless. And I remember when I was 18, right? Like, we have to, go through trials and tribulations and, go through some suffering. So for you guys, I would say focus on building up your last name, your status, your income, and then the women are going to come from there. But don't focus on girls at all, bro.
Thank you so much.
Oh yeah, appreciate
No worries,
it, bro.
man.
Have a good one.
Keep killing it, guys. All right. Anybody else? 2 minutes? All right, go ahead. What's up?
Hi. Okay.
Hi.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
Women deserve. Thank you. Women deserve less. What? Less than men. Less than what they have now.
Basically, they deserve less as far as like men simping on them.
Men simping on them.
Yes.
Okay. And then these kids had asked for where to find a quality woman. So I'm curious to what your opinion of what a quality woman is.
It's kind of simple. Not a whore. Polite, nice, submissive, friendly.
Okay, so then what's a high quality man?
A lot more than that.
Okay.
A guy that has competence, confidence, is successful financially, has the ability to have excess resources and take care of a family, loyal to his partners, honorable, physically fit, a lot of different things.
Okay, and so when you say women deserve less simping from men,
Yes.
what would you consider simping?
Basically the unreciprocated attention giving or resource giving to women that are not worthy, which is unfortunately tends to be a majority.
Okay, so for the instance of in a relationship, I'm assuming giving something and it not being reciprocated is what you mean by women deserve less?
Yes, because a lot of the times men overinvest in relationships with women and women don't reciprocate.
Okay, and don't you think women deserve less is a pretty harmful statement just for wanting to say that people in relationships should be give and reciprocate the same things? Isn't that the issue? What about a woman of quality, as you're saying, is giving and it not being reciprocated?
That rarely happens because most of the time women are smart enough to understand if a man's not providing something of value for them, they leave. Men don't have that skill set. Women are very, this is going to sound fucked up, but women are resource extractors. Men are resource creators. No, resource extractors.
Okay.
Men are the ones that are resourceful to create the resources. Women come in to take those resources. So men need to be the one that are being a bit more critical on the women that they deal with.
Okay.
The problem is that we teach women to be picky, but we don't teach men to be picky.
Okay, so I think that there's some things that I can agree with you. I just think that your statement, I think your statement is insane. I think that what you're saying, I think that people in relationships definitely shouldn't take advantage of other people, and if they're expected to reciprocate certain things that they should, but saying women deserve less I think it's a harmful statement to women as a woman.
Well, that's why women deserve less, because they get triggered off anything.
But women deserve less what? Simping by men?
Yeah, and a
Because
bunch
they
of
get
other things
triggered?
within relationships as well. I don't think they should have positions of power in the government. I think they should be focusing on having families. I don't think they should be CEOs.
Okay, so I honestly don't even understand what your argument is at all, and I have no more time left. But thanks, I guess.
All right, no worries. All right, guys. Guys, I'm gonna be live tomorrow, 5 p.m. I'm gonna cover the Diddy. No, sorry, on Sunday. Gonna cover the Diddy case for you guys as well. Break that down. It's going crazy. I might go to New York next week, chat, to cover the case. So we'll see what happens. I might leave Sunday or Monday to cover the Diddy case in New York. So check it out, guys. Obviously, subscribe Fresh and Fit. We're running a CC Premium, CC17. Get in Council Club now, guys. 50% off. And hope you guys enjoyed the stream, man. Had a lot of you guys watching, man. It was a good time. Peace.